We are happy to introduce one of the area's leading designers of wedding announcements, Anne Elizabeth.
Hi everyone, this is Anne with Anne Elizabeth Custom Design and Printing. Today I have a helpful hint for you on figuring out how you should word your invitation, specifically the first lines of the invitation that figure out who the hosts of the wedding are. So this is a topic that comes up with every invitation announcement that goes out, and this is where you determine whose name should be listed at the top. So I have lots of brides and grooms come into us that say, I want to be listed at the top. Myself and my fiance are listed at the top, but yes, my parents are paying for the wedding. Well, I have to tell you that's a little bit of a faux pas. So let me walk you through the etiquette of what the wording means, and that'll help you understand it a little bit more. So when you're talking about a wedding invitation, you have the hosts of the wedding. The hosts are the individuals who are basically financially shouldering the burden of the wedding. So this typically has been the parents of the bride. So the typical wedding format that you see again and again starts off with the parents of the bride, and then the bride, and then the groom, and then the groom's parents. So what this means is that the bride's parents are hosting the wedding, technically hosting it / paying for it. They're announcing the marriage of their daughter, and you'll note that the daughter is using her first and middle name, but not last name. Her last name is Chipman here, but she's using Candace K. This is an indication that her last name is implied, but this is also a transitional time in this bride's life, and so her last name here is omitted if she is taking the groom's last name after the wedding. Now let's look at some hybrid formats. So you have some hybrid formats where the bride and groom and/or parents can be listed in different ways. This is a hybrid format where you have the bride and groom's first names listed here. Then we go into together with their parents, and we talk about the actual wedding itself. So that's one hybrid format to consider. Another is something like this, where the bride and groom are listed at the top, and this is used in a situation where the bride and groom are financially hosting the wedding. So the bride and groom are announcing the wedding and inviting the guests to attend. Now here's a situation where we want to acknowledge the parents and the bride and groom. So here we have an invitation where the bride and groom are listed right at the top as being the hosts of the wedding, but you'll note that this hybrid format indicates the parents by name rather than wording that says together with our parents or together with our families. This is a nice option to actually have the names of the parents listed. And I have one more hybrid format for you to show here. This is another format that's really quite unusual. So we have the parents of the bride are pleased to invite you to the wedding celebration of their daughter, and then we have Dev Latondra. So we have the parents of, but they are not listed by name, but this is still technically the bride's parents are the hosts and are announcing and inviting guests to attend the wedding. Thanks for watching us on Bride Access. I'm Anne with Anne Elizabeth Design and Printing. You can always catch us on our website, AnneElizabeth.com, and at Bride Access.
Well, thank you so much. This is the end of our episode. Glad that you watched. And we're also grateful for all those people who participated, all the professionals who gave their wonderful pieces of advice and knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you so much. And if you'd like to see some more tips and ideas, you can get those at brideaccess.com or the brideaccess.com blog or even the brideaccess.com Facebook page. We'll see you again next week.
BrideAccess.com would like to thank our contributors, Culinary Crafts, The Flower Patch, Remember When Film, Studio One Photography, Castle Bridge Films, Anne Elizabeth Invitations, and David Perry Films. The hosts of BrideAccess.com are Alex Boyer and Sarah Parker. BrideAccess.com is brought to you by Utah Central Credit Union. We're in it together.